I want to talk about our word. And what I mean is our integrity. I want to keep this focused, but there's a number of things that I have to speak about. General Marshall said, integrity. A man has integrity if his interest in the good of the service is all times greater than his personal pride, and if he holds himself to the same line of duty unobserved as he would if his superiors were present. When I hear the words, my word is my bond, I hear that to mean my integrity is solid. Now, to have a word, or to feel something, to claim something, to believe something, and state it, simply means that it is your intent. But somewhere along the line, either I've misplaced my faith, in the words or the perceived intent of people that I care about. Somewhere along the line, I believed in people. I believed in the church. And I fought for the vision of the church. Let me explain. Give you an example. I sat in a church leaders meeting where we discussed a certain individual who was getting married, and their choice to get married was well outside the boundaries of the church. And they didn't want the church's blessing. Now, I know I sound like a 1300s aristocrat or something ridiculous like that, but that's not. I was being obedient to my leaders. And as a young person, trying to learn and understand this nature of thinking, I was imitating my leaders. So we talked. We said that we go to the wedding because we've been invited. But that I didn't even ask for the church's blessing. Now, this marriage, in my personal opinion, was set up in such a manner that decisions were made on a whim. And it was more rebellious to make the decision to get married than it was to wait and do the right thing. All right, so we're clear. So I show up at this wedding. I write exactly what I said to you in very kind words to the people. I say that I hope the best for him. I wish him well. That I know they didn't want the blessing of the church or God in this marriage, the way that God has set out for things, or any kind of real court-type relationship base. But I do hope for the best for them. Because they've made this decision, it's going to be harder for them. But I pray that everything will go well. I wholeheartedly meant that. That was my word. It was the word that I spoke in the meeting. It was the word that I spoke at the event. The same church leaders who said this to me, who felt the same way, talked about it for 45 minutes during a church leaders meeting. These same leaders condemned me for what I wrote in that book. Condemned me because I left the event early. My reasons for leaving had nothing to do with the individuals. My reasons for leaving is because another person who I cared about ran away because she was hurt. and she ran away, freezing to death somewhere. And I, with a number of other individuals, went to find her. But I was condemned for having the integrity to say the exact same thing in the meeting that I did there. Now, do I believe that now? I don't believe that their marriage was done the right way, but at the same time, I don't believe the superficial nonsense that they didn't get the blessing of the church. But you know what? The individuals that I said it to have since rejected me from their lives. Whereas these other leaders who said the exact same things are their heroes. I'm so confused. Anytime I've ever said something about someone, I always tell that person that I say it about them because it's my word. Isn't the nature of confession and being a Christian about our word? I mean, we talk about how David is so great. He was the worst father you could possibly imagine. He was a terrible friend. He condemned his buddy who helped him commit murder, which was the general. If you don't know what I'm talking about, read exactly what David said on his deathbed to his son Solomon. He ensured that general got it and why he got it. But he used them. But David had integrity. He admitted his wrongdoing. He admitted what he was, who he was at all times. He had a word and he stuck to it. And when he didn't stuck to it, he apologized. And if he couldn't meet an obligation, he let it be known. But we call him a man after God's own heart. How many people today think like that? I'm so lost. I'm lost as a Christian. I don't even know where to begin. So much superficial garbage. The same stuff that Jesus came to supposedly get rid of. We just re-inflicted back into the system. I mean, we're supposed to be, as Christians, messed up, screwed up people who have realized it and try to be better. Not pretend to be better, try to be better. There is a difference. Pretending is fake. It means wearing a mask. God doesn't help pretenders. We say God comes in the impossible times after we put forth our effort. That means God comes when we show that we need him. I believe in God because God has revealed himself to me in ways that cannot be explained in any other way. Not because the Bible tells me to. I believe in the faith of Christianity because of the natures of what Jesus taught and how it lines up with what my heart has always called for. But I have always said from the beginning that if anyone can prove to me that John 1:1 through 1:14 doesn't say Jesus is God, then I will renounce Christianity. If they can prove to me that John 1:1 through 1:14 is false, it's fake, then I'll renounce Christianity. Because his word, to me, meant everything. If we are to imitate him, why then do we think words are worthless? Your word is supposed to mean something. But all I've learned in this time in this country, from the people I've come in contact with, words are meaningless. Life is just a big advertisement. We're all trying to get people to hear our perception. All I want is the truth. I'll do anything